Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most pivotal emotional moments in House of the Dragon. Why Prince Daemon Targaryen felt betrayed by his niece, Princess Rhaenyra, following the crown decision. This wasn't just a political disagreement. It was a deeply personal rupture that reshaped alliances, fueled resentment, and helped set the stage for the Dance of the Dragons. In this video, we'll explore Daemon's perspective, the political and emotional pressures surrounding the crown decision, and why his sense of betrayal was both personal and strategic. To understand Daemon's feelings of betrayal, we first need to understand the context. Daemon Targaryen is one of the most complex characters in Westerosi history. A prince, warrior, and dragon rider who has long lived in the shadow of the Iron Throne. Ambitious, cunning, and fiercely independent, Daemon has always been driven by a desire for recognition, power, and influence. Yet, he is also intensely loyal to his family in his own way, particularly to his niece Rhaenyra, whom he has supported and guided in her rise toward the throne. Rhaenyra Targaryen, the firstborn child of King Viserys, was declared heir to the Iron Throne, a groundbreaking decision in a realm dominated by patriarchal succession norms. Her claim angered many, including traditionalist nobles and some members of the Targaryen family. Daemon, ever the ambitious prince, had his own designs on the throne and had once hoped to rule as king or at least hold the power and respect he believed he deserved. Before the crown decision, Daemon and Rhaenyra shared a complicated bond. He acted as her advisor, protector, and sometimes provocateur. While their relationship was sometimes tense due to Daemon's fiery temperament and occasional recklessness, there was a mutual respect, and in many ways, Daemon genuinely wanted to see Rhaenyra succeed. He recognized her intelligence, her political savvy, and her determination, but he also had expectations about his own role in her reign and in the Targaryen succession. When King Viserys made the official crown decision, formalizing Rhaenyra as his heir, it was supposed to settle the question of succession. But for Daemon, it didn't. On the surface, Rhaenyra's ascension might seem like a triumph for their shared family ambitions. However, the decision effectively marginalized Daemon's influence, excluded him from direct power, and dismissed his own claims and contributions. What should have been a celebration became, in Daemon's eyes, a moment of betrayal. Let's break down why Daemon felt betrayed. First, there was personal expectation. Daemon had long viewed himself as a natural contender for the Iron Throne. His military prowess, political acumen, and experience as a ruler of the Stepstones gave him a sense of entitlement. When Rhaenyra's claim was confirmed without consultation or acknowledgement of his ambitions, it stung deeply. He felt overlooked, sidelined, and undervalued, a personal slight from someone he had both guided and supported. Second, there was political strategy. Daemon is a man who values power and influence above all else. By confirming Rhaenyra as heir without offering him a position of authority, the court implicitly limited his reach. All the political maneuvers he had made, alliances, battles, and advisory roles, were effectively ignored. From his perspective, Rhaenyra had not only claimed the crown for herself, but also diminished his potential role in shaping the realm. Third, there was family loyalty and expectation of reciprocity. In Westeros, family bonds are often transactional, built on mutual respect and benefit. Daemon had supported Rhaenyra, defended her in courtly disputes, and even risked his life to strengthen her claim. Yet when it came time to formalize the succession, she did not offer him the recognition or partnership he expected. For Daemon, this wasn't just politics, it was a betrayal of trust. Another crucial factor was emotional pride. Daemon is a character defined by confidence, pride, and at times arrogance. Being sidelined by Rhaenyra cut deep into his sense of identity. He had spent years cultivating power, earning respect through strength and cunning, and building a reputation as one of the most formidable Targaryens of his generation. Seeing the crown decision move forward without acknowledging him as a key partner in ruling the realm wounded his ego and fueled feelings of betrayal. Additionally, Rhaenyra's own decisions contributed indirectly to his sense of betrayal. Her reliance on advisors outside Daemon's circle, Her consultation with courtiers who opposed his ambitions, and her apparent independence in decision-making signaled to him that he was not the trusted confidant he had believed himself to be. In Daemon's eyes, she had sidelined him strategically and emotionally at the very moment when unity and trust mattered most. The betrayal was also deeply intertwined with Westerosi culture. In a society where power is closely tied to inheritance, recognition, and martial prowess, being excluded from the central decision about succession is a slight that cannot be ignored. Daemon interpreted the crown decision as a deliberate act to diminish his importance and influence, even if Rhaenyra had no malicious intent. In Westeros, perception is often as important as reality, and for Daemon, the message was clear. Rhaenyra valued her crown over their familial bond. Furthermore, the court's reaction amplified his sense of betrayal. Nobles who had long been wary of Daemon suddenly saw an opportunity to further undermine him, reinforcing the idea that his position was precarious and that Rhaenyra had not acted in his favor. This political isolation contributed to his growing resentment and ultimately fueled his decisions in the years to come. It's also important to recognize Daemon's ambition and vision for the realm. He was not merely upset over personal slights. He believed he had a vision for Westeros that required his leadership. Being sidelined by the crown decision was, in his eyes, a mistake that jeopardized the stability and future of the kingdom. His sense of betrayal was magnified by his belief that Rhaenyra had undermined not just him personally, but also the broader realm. The crown decision created a power vacuum and misalignment of expectations. Rhaenyra expected loyalty, but she had failed to account for Daemon's perception of honor, pride, and entitlement. By not explicitly rewarding or recognizing him, she inadvertently pushed him toward feelings of anger, betrayal, and ultimately opposition. This misalignment set the stage for future conflicts and internal Targaryen tensions. Let's talk about the emotional dimension of this betrayal. Daemon's relationship with Rhaenyra was a blend of mentorship, familial loyalty, and deep personal investment. He had been a father figure, an advisor, and a protector. The crown decision, while technically a political necessity, struck at the heart of these personal bonds. For Daemon, the betrayal was not just about being overlooked. It was about being emotionally sidelined, dismissed. What do you think? Was Rhaenyra at fault for not securing Daemon's loyalty, or was his sense of betrayal inevitable, given his personality and ambitions? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more in-depth analyses of House of the Dragon and the Targaryen legacy. Thanks for watching, and remember, in Westeros, even those closest to you can feel betrayed when power, pride, and duty collide.